Welcome to Speaking of Sports. I'm your host, Jared Slack. This week I'm going to go over the NFL, talk about Carson Wentz's new contract extension. I'm going to go over the Cowboys, see what they're going to do with Dak Prescott. Then I'm going to go over Major League Baseball, talk about the Rangers, see how good they're doing. Then I'm going to go over the NBA Finals. Starting with the NFL, Carson Wentz recently got a contract extension worth 4 years, $128 million, with $108 million guaranteed. I personally think that's way too much for a quarterback that's missed 2 playoff runs due to injury. Wentz is a good quarterback if he can stay healthy. And if he does, he could possibly be in the race for an MVP. But that is a big if. Since Wentz is making $32 million a year, what does that mean for Dak Prescott? Do the Cowboys need to follow the trend and pay Dak Prescott $33 million, or will they stick with around $25 to $28 million a year? I can make a good case for both sides. For one, Carson is the better player, and he's a great pocket passer and a true threat to defenses. Wentz has tremendous accuracy, and he has good arm strength, and between the two, he's the better all-around quarterback. So with all that, Wentz should get paid more. Now on the other hand, Dak has played every game since his rookie debut in 2016. He has won 75% of his games, and he is a true leader. Those stats are what Dak and his agent will be focusing on most whenever they're negotiating a new deal. If the Cowboys get Dak signed to $32 million a year or cheaper, I think that is a good deal for both sides. Dak will never be the quarterback who throws 40 touchdowns and 4,000 yards in a year. But if he wins 75% of his games, that's all we need. Plus, if the Cowboys wait a year, Patrick Mahomes will be getting paid around $40 million a year. That means the market goes up, and so does Dak's contract. So the Cowboys need to make a decision quickly before it becomes too expensive. And now on to baseball. The Rangers ended an 11-game homestand on Sunday. In that stretch, they went 7-4 and ended it with a record of 4 games over 500. Chris Woodward said that this would be the stretch of games that decided who they were as a team. They played the Kansas City Royals, the Baltimore Orioles, and the Oakland Athletics, who are 3 of the worst teams in baseball. They won the first 2 series against the Royals and Orioles, but split the series 2-2 versus the A's. All in all, they had a good homestand. Their offense had a few explosive games, and for the most part, their pitching did fairly well. Now the Rangers are playing a 4-game series against the Red Sox in Fenway. Monday night was a great pitching matchup between Chris Sale and Mike Minor on the mound. Minor only gave up 2 runs and 4 hits in his 8-inning outing. Sale only gave up 1 run and 3 hits in the same amount of innings. The Rangers ultimately won the game in the top of the 11th. Let's see if the Rangers can win this series on the road. Now let's talk some NBA. Game 6 of the NBA Finals will be tomorrow night at Oracle Arena. Game 5 was a nail-biter, with Golden State Warriors coming out on top. Kevin Durant made an appearance for the first time since the beginning of May. He left the game early with an Achilles injury. Unfortunately, it looks like he'll be out for all of season 2020 as well. It looked like the Warriors were in desperation mode, trying to win Game 5 and not getting eliminated, and they forced Kevin Durant in way too early. Will the Warriors be able to go home and force a Game 7? In order to win this game, it'll all have to rely on the Splash Brothers, along with Draymond Green and DeMarcus Cousins, and really on their defense to stop Kawhi Leonard and all their bench players. I guess we'll find out what happens tomorrow night. If you have any sports-related questions, please comment below. Thank you for tuning in to Speaking of Sports. I'm your host, Jared Slack. Join me next Wednesday at 2 p.m. on the Mute Mogul Media YouTube Network.